Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I'm back with these little ephemera pouches that we're making. These are the ones that we made using the envelope, the vanilla envelope. I'll say that right in a minute, vanilla. And we just covered these with paper. I'll link that video below. Now I'm going to show you how to make them just using a 12 by 12 scrap of paper or piece of paper. Now if you only have the 8.5 by 11 paper, you can still make one. It just won't be as big. So I'm going to use this. This is the Blue Fern Jane's Memoirs. We sold that in the big sale that we had. We are completely out of this. All I have is just a few pieces myself. But I'm going to try my best to make one out of this. Now all I did was cut the barcode off. And then I'm going to put it in my scoreboard. And I'm going to score at 11.5. Right down through here. Now I've not made this, so this is going to be trial and error. I am going to flip it over. And I'm going to score it again. I just want to try to keep my paper from cracking. Now it looks like I got a little cut crazy down here on the bottom, which is not going to be a problem because we're going to fold that up anyway. I'm going to score it 11.5 again. Flip it over and 11.5. Remember I told you this is a very thick paper, so you have to be real careful scoring or you may get some cracking. Now I do this and I run my fingernails in that crease and I just kind of fold it over a little at the time and I don't have any cracking. Okay, so we're going to do that bottom piece the same way. And you can run if you don't have any fingernails, which I normally don't. Right now I do because I haven't cut them. But you can run your stylus down through there, back and forth, and it'll do the same trick. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now let's cut off this little corner just so that will go together good right there. I'm going to move those. So we just want that corner to fold up like that. I'll cut a tiny bit more. I've got a little bit of a knob right there. There we go. That folds up good. Now what we're going to do is, let's see. I want to determine how much of this I want to fold around. And I will put it back in my scoreboard because it just makes it a nicer crease. But I just want to do this first. Okay, so we're going to put our score line or our crease right to there. So let's see what we can do with that. Just want to keep that. Alright, I'm going to put that right at my 6 there. Make sure it's pushed up against that. And then I'm going to score down through there to see if I can get that score line right in the center of where I need to fold. It's not going to be in the center of your piece, but it's going to be in the center of where you need to fold. If that makes any sense. Because you have got this piece folded over. Okay. Okay, now let's see. And we can always try to adjust it a little bit when we get to that point, if it's a little off. Now I'm just going to take my bone folder and I'm going to lay that crease down real well right there. And then right here we want to do the same thing. These bone folders make it lay down nice and flat. Right. Then we want to fold this over and let's see what we get. I think it's going to be just right. I think. Okay, so that's the way the front's going to look. This is going to be the front. Isn't that pretty? Now I do want to cut this down a little bit because as you can see, these are nowhere near that tall. So I want to cut it down probably right across there. That'll still give me that piece that I can use for something else, because I really don't want it quite that tall. So let me see how I want to do this. This paper is so thick, it's a little bit hard to double fold. You can fold it the first time, but when you try to fold it that second time, like I did some of those papers, it's a little bit tougher. So we're going to cut that off right there. Okay, that'll give me that piece that I can use for something else. Now then, let's see what we're going to do here. Okay, now, normally on those, I just took this and folded it in half and then did my cutting. So I got both the edges the same, but I'm not going to be able to do that on this because this paper is so thick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to lay it on here and I'm going to trim, or I'm going to draw that out and then trim it out. And that'll give me about how I want that cut. Just trying to center it as best I can. Alright, let's see. See what we did. Let's see if it works. Okay, so we're going to cut both of them at the same time. There we go. Got that trimmed out. Now then. Now, I think I want this front to fold down. And then, just like I did these, I folded the front down so I'd have my pocket there. Since this is such a thick paper, I may have to put it back in my scoreboard. Let's see what I can do this way. Don't know if this is going to work. See if that looks anywhere near even. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. What do you think? Think that's pretty good? Could be a little bit more even, but I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna lay it down like this and run my score tool over that. Press that down really well. So there we've got that. Now, if you don't want, this is going to cover just a little bit of her hair up. If you don't want that to happen, you can trim this off a little bit more. Trying to decide, or you can fold it to the inside if you want to, like that. Trying to decide which one I want. I love this. I hate to lose it by folding it to the inside. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. I'll ink around it, and that will kind of distinguish that this is something different than her hair. So let's see if we can do that. And I can even fold it up a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Now I'm going to cut this piece right here off. We do not need that. Just going to cut it back in an angle like that. Okay. Alright. I still feel like this is a little crooked. And that may just be me. But let me do this and see if I feel like it's a little bit straighter when I do this. I just feel like it's gone a little bit crooked on the end there. And I definitely don't want it crooked. Okay, now let's look at that. Okay, that looks much better. That looks much better. It was just a little bit crooked and it was bugging me. So I'm going to cut this piece down just a little bit more because it's still showing a little bit. Trim it off like that. Then fold that down. Yeah, that looks better. And I'm going to leave that to the outside. I love that. I don't have a problem with it at all. Now I'm going to put a really good crease in here. The good thing about making these with your pattern paper is you don't have to cover anything. Now you can see I've got just a tiny little edge right there, and I'm going to trim that off as soon as I get my glue down. Alright, I'm trying to think if I need to do anything else before I glue this together, and I don't think I do. So let's go ahead and glue. Wait a minute. I do think I am going to do something right here. I'm going to cut a little wedge in this to take out some of that bulk. So when that folds, it won't be too bulky there and cause the paper to crack. Really, you don't even need both sides of this. So we could go ahead and trim off one of these edges. Let's just do that. We don't want that extra bulk in there. There we go. Now let's look at that. Oh yeah, that feels much better. Okay, I think we can go ahead and glue now. If I can stay on the paper, we can. Okay, there we go. Now you could have chose to put your openings in the back where it comes together, but I like the side and folding that side piece in, because then you can hardly tell where it comes together, and I like that part. Now I'm going to trim this off right up to the edge. Like that. Now you see you can just barely tell where that's put together, and once I stitch down through there, you're not going to be able to tell at all which side is which. Put a little bit more glue down in there since I've trimmed it. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Now I'm going to ink around this because it will make it kind of stand out a little bit more, so that you can tell that this is a flap and not just part of her head or something. There, see that looks much better, I think. And we'll ink around this. I'm gonna straighten this up right here just a tiny bit. Got a little nub right there that don't look too good. There we go. And then we'll ink down the sides. Alright, I like the looks of that. Now I do want this little flap to stay down. I don't want it sticking up like that. So I'm going to put a little glue under it, just around the edge, and then fold that down. There we go. Cute. I love that. Alright, now I want to put a little pocket here, and I'm going to use my vellum again because I don't want to cover up my paper. But I think, well, I might not trim it down. I started to say I'm going to trim it down a little bit, but it's not going to cover her up. So I'm going to leave it that height, and then I'm going to use something to trim right there. We find a scrap piece of paper in here, in all of this mess I have over here. You know, finding a scrap piece of paper when you like all of the papers is kind of hard, because you pick up a little piece and you're like, no, I want to use that. No, I want to use that. So what I will go for is a piece of Christmas paper, because I am almost through with the Christmas makings. So I don't really need a lot of scraps left for that. Alright, let's see if we can come somewhere near the center. There we go. Oops. You should always put one on the front and the back. I put one on the front but didn't put one on the back, so I got that. Because your punches really don't like to cut vellum. There we go. Right. Now, I think we'll put that down like that, but I'm going to ink this as well, because I want it to stand out a little bit away from our page below. I love making these. I've got a ton made so far. I've got quite a few for Christmas presents for my scrappy friends. And then I've got some that I can put in the store for you guys if you want one. I know just about everything that we put up yesterday has already sold. So I'll try to add more of these if I possibly can. I don't know if I'll get them up tonight or not. I gotta learn how to drive better with that glue. My shaky hands and the glue just don't work together too good. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now when you put your vellum down with your glue, your art glitter glue, make sure that you press it in really well, and then you won't have to worry about it showing through the vellum. I run my bone folder over there and I press real hard. If you don't, you'll get some little ripples in it, because it does have water in there. So anytime you add water to your vellum, you're going to get some little ripples if you don't. If you're not careful, press it down well. And I think I'm going to use this piece down here, because see, I'm not really covering up a lot by using that piece. And I'm going to let that little piece right there work for the top. So I'm just going to trim this off right here. Then I'm going to do this, because to me it looks crooked, but it's not. It's straight. I don't know, everything today is looking crooked to me. And I don't think I'm going to bring it all the way to the bottom. I think I'm just going to put it at the bottom of the vellum like that. And trying to decide if I think I might cut just a small one in the top of this, not much. Small. See if that's about right. Yep, that'll work. Okay, let's see if I glue that down like that. Right, I'm just going to mark where I need to trim this off on the edges. I'm going to trim it right there and right there to get this in the center, like that. Where is my little trimmer? Do you see it? Is it laying right here in front of me and I don't see it? Nope, it's right there. Right, trim it right there. And then there we go. Now again, we're going to ink. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, we will put that down. And see, I like both sides. That's the problem with this paper. I like both sides of it. Okay, so now we have 2 pockets on the front. We've still got our lady showing there. Love that. Alright, do we have anything else that we want to put on this? I don't think it needs a lot more other than just our tags, and we'll have this one finished. Isn't that pretty? And you know, you could make quite a few of these and maybe make them a little shorter, and then attach these in some of your journals. You could either do a 3-ring binder style, or you could put a piece of lace on here and stitch that in your signature and let these be some little pockets for your journals. That would be a good idea. All right, let's decide what we want. I'm going to put something right here. Not sure what. I'm going to look at this piece of paper that I have and see if there's anything that might strike my fancy. It needs to just be something small. It may just be a label. I may just put a label there. All of these are pretty big, and I don't want to cut that page up anyway. Let's look at one of these. Well, Alicia called and I thought I was filming and I wasn't. Evidently, when my phone rang, I have a new thing on my computer. When my phone rings, it silences my computer in case I'm, playing something on the, playing a video or something like that. So anyway, whatever happened, it silenced my video and I wasn't recording, or it paused it. So all I did while I was on the phone with her is I put this on there, and this is just a stamp that I have, and I stamped it on vellum. I put that there, and then I put a piece of that old book page here, and then just one of our labels there. And this is just an old tag that I pulled out of my stash, and I had stamped, I think this is a Tim Holtz stamp, I believe. I'm not sure. So I'm going to stick that in there. Then I just need to make some tags for these other pockets here. I want you to look at this book page. It is so brittle. It just breaks off, but I love it. Alright, what kind of tags can we make? Alright, that piece that we cut off is not really big enough to make. It can make, well, I could use this side, I guess, to make a couple of tags down here. Let's just do that. Make a couple of small tags. I was just going to talk to Alicia and then talk to you guys too at the same time, and I thought that would be fun. But it just quit filming. I don't know why. We were just talking about Christmas, and she is all excited about Christmas. She's my daughter which Melina loves it too, but Alicia just gets beside herself at Christmas time. She cannot wait to open presents. She cannot wait to eat Christmas dinner. She just gets so excited. So she was calling me going, "Mom, have you got everything that you need from the store? Do I need to buy anything? What else do we need to get?" And she just beside herself. And she's like, "What other presents can we buy? Who else can we buy for her? Mom, I got a little bit more money. Let's buy some more." She's my daughter, I'm telling you. And like I said, Melina is too. Don't get me wrong. Melina's good-hearted too. But Alicia is the child that is so much like her dad that she would just give everything in the world away if she could. It's not It doesn't matter if she gets anything or not. She just wants to give the world everything. She is so kind-hearted. I said, I don't think we got anything anybody else to buy for. We bought for just about everybody that we can think of. She's like, well, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I've got a little bit more money, and she got paid from she subs for school, and she said, I'm gonna go tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna buy a few more presents just in case somebody comes up that we don't know about. I said, okay. So I got some good girls. They got big hearts. Okay, so that's going to be 2 little tags for here. And then I'll stick that one like that. So I think I'm going to put eyelets in both of these too, just so it'll kind of match that. And then I'll put something on there. But then I need some bigger tags for up here. And I don't know what I'm going to use. Don't know. I guess I could use that brown and just decorate it up. Because I don't want to cut into another sheet of my paper. That would look cute. That one would work. I don't know. Is there any of that blue in there? It doesn't matter. It's just a tag. It'll work. I need to... No, I don't even need to back it. That'll work. We'll put something on there. Then, let me look through here. I may have another scrap of something that I can use. Let me look. So... let's see. Ooh, that might be pretty too. Bring in a little bit of that blue. The piece that I cut off of this, the little barcode, actually had blue in there. Kind of a teal blue. But, let me look. I'm looking. You know, you can always use just old file folders and things to make your tags with, and then just trim them out in something or put something on the front. But I'm going to look and see if I've got any more of this paper, just scrap paper anywhere that we might could use. I think all of this is Christmas. I'm just looking through my little folder here, so bear with me a minute. No, I think all of that is Christmas. So I'm going to put that back down in there. And we'll put that down here. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, I'm going to dig out some papers to do some tags with. And then I will come right back. I don't want to hold you on here while I'm digging through my stash over here. Okay, I think I'm going to use the back of this paper. And this is one of those blue fern papers too. I really don't know what that is on the back. It looks like beehives. But I'm going to use a piece of the back of this to make a couple more tags with. It's got music notes on it, so it will work. The front would even work as well, just to do that. That side, yeah, it works. Same color flowers there, so we can use either side on that. And I'll save my little blue piece back there. Alright, I do have somewhere in my stash, somewhere over here buried under everything, I do have a little template to cut out the tops of these, but it's buried over in that mess. So I am just going to eyeball it and cut these out. Flip it around and cut this out. There we go. And then I'll just use this one as a template to cut that one out. There we go. Now, let's see. Which way? Oh, I don't want to cover up my lady there. I'm going to have to make them shorter, I think, because I don't want to cover her up. Yeah, I'm going to make this one shorter, I do believe. That one can be tall, but I'm going to make this one shorter, just so I don't cover her up. It's going to cover her enough, but oh yeah, that'll work right there. Then we can tuck this one in just down in there, like that. I'm not sure about that one now. I feel like it sticks out a little bit too much. So let's see what else we might have here that we can use for a little one in the middle there. And I may, let me grab my big ephemera folder out again. And I do have a link below on how I made this ephemera folder. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I love my ephemera folder. I use this thing all the time. I've got some pieces in here that might work on that. That might work. But I had a little envelope in here that I thought was cute. Let's see where I put it. Oh, I think it's right here. There we go. Yes, I think that might work. I even have a couple more tags. Oh, there's a little one. And a couple more tags, I think, right here. I don't know how those would look. That one would probably look okay. That one is a little, it's got a lot of blue in it. So let's see which one of those works the best. And then I can put the other up. Oh, I like the small one. Yeah, the small. And I'm not liking this now that I'm going all browns on that, so I think I'm going to use that one there, maybe. Don't want it to slide down too far. And then I think this is okay. I don't mind that at all, because there's really not anything over here that it's going to cover, so I think that one's okay. All right, I think that's how we're going to do our tags right there. And I'm going to lay those aside. Now, what I want to do is I want to make some tabs using my punch for the tops of these two. And then I think I'll just put some trim or lace or something on these others. So let me drag some of that out and then we will get finished on this. Okay, I have some of this, and it's kind of a satin trim. And I may just put that there. And I don't know if I'll make a hole and put it through. Let's do a little hole and see what it looks like. I don't do too good with making holes in the tops of these. Sometimes the hole doesn't, when I put my ribbon through there, the hole doesn't look so great. Now Whit's texting me. Like, oh, I like that side better. Okay, let's use that side. He is out and about doing his Christmas shopping. Well, I'm sure he's shopping for me. Because anytime he says, oh, I'm going to go find Santa Claus, then that means that he is shopping for me. And he doesn't shop online, so he has to go to the store and find it, or he doesn't get it. So he said, well, there's a few things that you wanted, wasn't it? I said, well, I don't really need anything. I've got everything that I need. No, you're going to get something. So what do you want? So I told him 2 or 3 things that I wanted, and I said, you can get those if you want, or you can just get me a surprise. I don't care. He said, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to go find Santa Claus. Okay, but that looks okay. I'll leave that there like that. I'm not going to put anything on my little envelope here. I don't think it needs anything like that. I wish I had some ribbon that was about half this thick. That's what I need for little tags like this. Just some tiny, tiny ribbon. I used to have a lot of that small, what is it, 1/8 inch? I don't know. 1/4 maybe. Because I think this is 1/2. I used to have quite a bit of that, but I've used it all up and I don't have any more. I think I just did that one backwards, didn't I? Oh, that'll work. That will work. Okay. So, now I'm going to Put that in there. Okay, those look good. I don't mind those. And now on these, I want to punch something out and put on there. I think, what will we use? Let's find that little piece that we had a minute ago. Now, I want to tell you, I saved these are actually barcodes, but I saved those because this side of the paper is pretty to me, and that would look gorgeous on something. So I saved those. I know, I'm crazy, but I do. Alright, we need something that has a little bit of different color to go on there. I don't want it to clash, but I want it to show up. Alright, I think we'll just make it out of this. This is another scrap. I'll make one out of that. I'm not going to cut my little bird up. Still like my little birdie there. I love that little bird. See, I'm not going to cut him up. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's cut one out of this and see what it might look like. I know it's got a little bit of that teal in there, but that other one blends a little bit too much. Yeah, I like that better. And then I think I will cut one out of, I saw a piece just a minute ago. Well, I lost it. I don't know, this one might look okay on this. Yeah, that'll look okay on that one. Okay, we're going to put these on. I'm going to ink around them. And then I'm going to stitch all of this, so not to worry. I do want to cover the back of this. I won't have to cover the back of that because you can journal on that. But this one, it'd be kind of hard. So I do want to cover the back of that. So let me find some paper in all of this turmoil over here. I have a hot mess right there. I know you can see part of it. It's sliding closer and closer to me. Now, since this is just printed on copy paper, I'm using my glue stick that I just got everywhere. I should have glued it on another piece of paper, but I didn't. You know, I have people all the time, and don't get me wrong, I don't mind your constructive criticism. I really don't. And you don't mean it as criticism, I know. You're just giving me pointers. I have people all the time that say, well, you should do this and you should do that. And I know I should. It's just, I know exactly what to do. It's just that I don't always do it. I know I should drag out my book and use my glue stick on my book. But guess what? It's a little bit of trouble, and it's buried over there under all that mess, so I don't want to drag it out. Okay, we can journal on that. This one's going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add these on. I'm going to ink a little bit on the top especially because I want to add this and I want my inking to be on there. And then I'm going to stitch around these. Now, basically, this part is the same as we did earlier. So this is not anything that's different, but I just wanted to show you how you could make it out of your regular scrapbook paper. You do not have to have those envelopes like I had. You can also, now I said that I would try to make it out of plastic. The first one that I tried didn't work so well. I do practice when it's something like that, because that's kind of a hard material to deal with. But I think I might have it down. But it'll probably be tomorrow's video before I get that done, because I've had quite a few interruptions on this one, so I just want to get these finished up. Now, I'm not going to stitch on these before I end the video, because you guys know what the stitching looks like. You know how I stitch. So, we're just going to do that. I'm tilting that one because I don't want it to cover her up. This one, will I even put anything at the top of this one? If I do, it's just going to be folded and glued. It's not going to be folded and stitched, maybe. Ooh, that's kind of a sharp point there. Didn't mean for it to be that sharp. So let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that will work right there. And we'll just put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on there. We got in more of the 4-ounce bottles today. I didn't get any more of the caps in, these caps. Not yet. I have them on order, but so far they're back ordered. So, if you want the bottles, go ahead and grab them before they're sold out. And then as soon as we get the caps in, I will load those up and you can grab those. I'm not going to put any more glue on that. Like I said, I'm going to stitch it, so it'll be fine. Alright, we're going to stick that down in there. And then we'll fill this with some goodies. Some, you know, pockets and little notebooks and all different kinds of things. Journaling cards and things like that. And this will be another crafty goodness. And we will also decorate these tags a little bit. And I still feel like that one's a little bit long, so I'm going to trim it off a little bit. I'll decorate them up a little. Yeah, I like that better. It was too long. Okay. Alright, so that is it. Other than I will decorate the tags, and I'll fill this full of my goodies, and I'll stitch around everything. I'm going to change my thread because I'm going to stitch around this in brown. But then this one will be another one that's finished. So these are made from those envelopes, the big shipping envelopes that I showed you. That's what these are made of, and these are just made from a scrapbook piece of paper, a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So that's how you can make them in various sizes. We will make some, and it'll probably be tomorrow, but we'll make some using material. I forgot what I wanted to make them out of. We'll make some using materials. So if you want to see how you can do this with material, you can join us tomorrow on that video. Alright guys, that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give these a try. And if you do, make sure that you go over to our Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. One of the admins will approve you, and then you can post your projects over there. Projects that we showed you how to make, projects that you just make on your own, whatever. You can post all of those over there. We'd love to see them. We'll talk to you guys later. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.